The whole purpose about today is to bring the idea and understanding of residential fire sprinklers. In most cases, we have a lot of misconceptions about sprinklers. There's a lot of myths about sprinklers. For instance, in the movies, every sprinkler head goes off when a fire occurs, right? And every car that crashes catches on fire. So it must be real. Obviously not. Your sprinkler heads react to heat. In residence, you're looking at approximately 155 degrees for a sprinkler head to react. In most cases, only one sprinkler head needs to act in a fire. The whole purpose behind these sprinklers is to give you more time to escape the effects of fire. You're not trying to get away from fire in all cases. You're trying to get away from the effects of fire. That's the carbon monoxide, the toxic gases that are released in the smoke, because that'll get you long before a fire ever does. And that's what people don't realize. You see in the movies where you have, is it Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, and they're all tied up in that house. Everyone's seen this movie, right? Yeah, they're all tied up, but they're able to see each other, and they're not gagging and coughing and everything. Well, that's not realistic. With the amount of fire that they showed around them, that entire house would have been filled with smoke, and I guarantee you, every one of them would have been dead. So don't believe everything you see in the movies. Ocean City's getting ready here. They got to get all the lines set up. I'll step out of the way so I don't get drenched. So what you're going to see here today is we have two rooms. As you notice, the signage on them has non-sprinklered and sprinklered. This is going to be how quickly a fire develops. We will start with the fire that's the building that's non-sprinklered. You're going to hear the smoke. Both of them have a smoke alarm. You'll hear the smoke alarm go off, and you're going to see how quickly a fire develops. Residential fire sprinklers' purpose and value is unsurmountable when it comes to the reasoning behind them today. We have companies that are producing various different materials to build homes now. Effectively, it allows us to have those nice big long spans and combined living room and dining room and kitchen, and it's all one big giant room, and it's beautiful, right? Don't you just love those type houses with all that space? But when a fire occurs in them, that means it's no longer compartmentized like the old style farmhouse. That means that fire is progressing exponentially fast. There's nothing to hold that fire back. There's nothing to hold the smoke back. So it's going through your home that much faster. So when you have that, then you have the issue of the lightweight construction. The standard construction is the solid wood beams that were used. They took several minutes to burn through. Now, with lightweight construction, you're talking about a half-inch piece of particle board with a 2x3 on the top and a 2x3 on the bottom. Effectively, it's lighter, easier for the contractors when they're installing it, and it gives us those nice, great rooms without having to have all those extra supports until they are affected by fire. Now, that solid wood used to allow firefighters to be able to still walk across that floor where a fire is beneath, maybe get down the stairs and attack a fire. And they might have, between 12 to 18 minutes. Now, with lightweight construction, we have firefighters falling through that same floor within 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, that's pretty short. We're going to talk about lives of not just those people that live there, but sprinklers also protect your pets. They protect that first responder that's coming to your home to mitigate the situation. So sprinklers are not there just for the occupant, they're for everyone. Sprinklers are also considered green in that they help protect the environment. They have a much lower flow rate of water at about 13 to 14 gallons per minute versus a fire hose that's about 125 to 130 gallons a minute. I've been asked before about water damage. Well, what's the difference there? Plus, a sprinkler reacts when the fire is still small, so you don't have the excessive damage that is going to ruin everything you own. What happens in a non-sprinklered house? By the time the fire department gets there, which national average is about 8 to 9 minutes before they're able to make it to the scene, and that's once they've been called. That fire can occur and progress until someone outside the home sees smoke. So that you might already be 5 minutes into a fire incident before the first call is made. But if it's protected by sprinklers, it's like having firefighters in your own home. The only thing is, you don't have to feed them. And if you talk to my parents, you know it's a lot cheaper to have sprinklers than it is to feed me. And I can speak on behalf of a lot of firefighters. You guys can eat a lot, right? So it's a lot more cost effective to have sprinklers in your home than to have a firefighter post there all day long, 24/7. Now, what we'll have is there's a wastebasket located in each room. Each of them have newspaper in it, simple paper. Basically, this is going to replicate possibly a cigarette butt that was mistakenly put into a trash can that wasn't fully extinguished. There's no accelerants used. So the timing is going to be totally based on how the wind works with us today, because sometimes it's effective in a good way, sometimes it takes a little longer. Either way, you're going to see the same type of effect on both rooms. We'll start with the non-sprinklered side. When it gets to full flashover, firefighters in full turnout gear, complete turnout gear, do not survive in a flashover fire. In about 3 minutes or less, this should be in full flashover because of modern furnishings. And you'll see the difference when we go to this room. Often, most cases I've done about 25 of these now. About 28 seconds, we usually have a sprinkler reaction. So with that stated, are we good to go? How about you guys? You ready to go? Is it getting warm yet?
Yeah.
Now we brought the little doggy in here. I was doing a few at firehouses where we had open houses, and that was like, I didn't want to scare the little kids, but I figured in this kind of venue we can, you can see the effect. All right, we have ignition. Yep. All right, we have smoke alarm activation. How long? 13 seconds? 13 seconds. Now at this point, what should we be doing? We should be getting out. Smoke alarm activation. You see how quickly the smoke's developing. All it is a little bit of curtain. I want you guys back here because we've actually had this plastic come out before. Let's back up the line. It's going to take a little bit to develop. Where's my temperature? Well, the smoke alarm's already failing. All that black smoke, that's the unburned particulate matter. That's what gets into your lungs and takes you out faster than you can imagine. Do the wiggle. This room's already in probably about 200, 250 degrees and growing faster. What's that? In a minute and 30 seconds. Look at the damage that's occurring. We're about ready to reach full flashover. See how the carpet's catching on fire? The plastic has dropped. We're in full flashover. The fire department has arrived. Please extinguish this fire. Don't forget, that's about 125 gallons per minute. You got fire at your feet as well. Well, we got so much smoke, it actually caused the other smoke alarm to go off. Now keep in mind, this is outside. If this is a room inside your home, all that smoke and toxic gas is now throughout your home. When you have a fire in your home of this magnitude, if you have medications that you must take, they are all eliminated. You must replace them. Once the smoke gets to those bottles, it allows them to be contaminated. So all that expensive medication that you may be on is now gone to waste. How many minutes are we into it now? 3:53? Oh, we had, okay, so in less than 3 minutes, we had a full flashover fire. That was out towards the end of the room, away from the beginning of where that fire started. That was that little doll. How about a hand for the Ocean City Fire Department? They did a great job, didn't they? They're still putting water on this. Okay, now we're going to move to the sprinklered room. Timer's ready. And that was, keep in mind, what was the timing? 3 minutes? It was less than 3 minutes? 2:53. Right, 2:53. Guess what? No one's even called the fire department yet. Luckily, they were already here. All right, the fire has started. It's going to grow. Okay, we have smoke alarm. 45 seconds. Oh, 25, okay. 25 seconds, we have smoke alarm activation. Now, if you've been drinking a lot, you might still be asleep. We've already reached 155 degrees, the sprinkler's already reacted.
38 seconds.
In 38 seconds, we have sprinkler activation on that fire when it was still that small. Now the fire department arrives. First thing they do is they cut off the water supply. Then they're going to come in and they're going to mitigate the situation. We still have some burning in there. How about that? How about that, fire department? Got a little bit yet? Notice you can still hear a smoke alarm going off. How about the one in the other room? That didn't last, did it? Also, take a look. Do you see a curtain in the other room? Oh, video. Do you see a curtain in the other room? But you still have curtain in this room. The TV is still in good condition. The furniture can all be dried out. The carpets still exist. The wastebasket where the fire originated. Do you still have one in the other room? No, it's gone. You still have that, and it's a wicker wastebasket. That should burn pretty easy, right? So I ask you, if you have a choice, which home would you rather live in? This concludes our demonstration. I'm ready for any questions you may have, so if you have any questions, please. Yes, sir?
How many times have you used that room without refurbishment?
This one is on, Jeff, how many times have we used this room?
This is the 10th burn on that room.
This is the 10th burn on this room. As you see, a little bit of paint, it's back to service. In St. Mary's County, we actually had, in a 2-week span, 2 almost identical homes. One was sprinklered, one was not. The people in the sprinklered home were able to go back and sleep in their home that night. The people in the non-sprinklered home, there was fire through the roof. They were out of their home for over a year. Imagine living with your loved ones, your children, in the hotel room provided for that long. At least in a house, you get a chance to get away from each other. When you're all in one room, yeah, there's already enough arguments. That concludes our total evolution. Please feel free to come up, take close-up pictures if you like, and I'm available for any questions. The State Fire Marshal himself, Brian Geraci, yes, I can pronounce it correctly. It is Geraci. Is also available if you have any questions. Tim Travers from NFPA is also here. He's wearing that black shirt. We're surrounded by phenomenal people, but I congratulate all Marylanders for helping us support sprinkler legislation. Thank you, one and all.